Good afternoon from Marie at Messy M Creations. I hope this Thursday finds you safe and well. We are, gosh, what are we? We're on Thursday the 18th of February. Must be something like that, mustn't it? Wow. So, yesterday I talked a little bit about my cactus kit that had arrived, and it kind of made me think I've never really focused on the kind of kits that Stampin' Up do. So, all-inclusive card kits, pretty much does what it says on the tin. It contains your blocks, contains your stamps, and all your little extra bits and pieces that you need. So in the main catalogue there's 2 of those, and in the spring catalogue there is the lovely Hello Dear Friend. So again, you've got your block in there, you've got a ink pad, a little bit of thread, all the little tabs for notes, and then project kits don't contain the inks or the blocks, and generally it needs some extra bits to finish off the cards. So in the main catalogue is Gorgeous Poses, and in the mini catalogue is the You Are Amazing. And then the last type of kit in the main catalogue, Boho Indigo, is the product medley. So you get all the papers, you get die cuts. So this level of kit doesn't require you to have a die cutting machine as well as inks, but it was always tell you the colours that go with it. So with this particular kit, it's Garden Green, Misty Moonlight, Night of Navy, Very Vanilla. And the one that we're playing with today is Flowering Cactus. So within the set you're getting the stamps and the dies, and there's all sorts of sentiments within that set as well. Hi Jeanette. So you're getting the stamps, paper, dies, and accessories. So you require blocks additionally, and cardstock. So this coordinates with Calypso Coral, even Highland Heather, Mint Macaron, Mossy Meadow, Pear Pizzazz, and obviously white. And then you could also get refill kits for the project medleys. That's easy for me to say. So I decided today to stick with the Subtles colour, because then potentially with the kit, if you didn't have cardstock, you could buy the assorted Subtles cardstock pack as well. And then if I show you the paper, just to show you that Stampin' Up thinks of everything. So there's double-sided papers, and this one, to make life really simple, get everything out, which I haven't had time to do any die cutting, but the die cuts will cut out all the elements on these bits of paper. If we use the dies the right way up, it will anyway. So, and then this one of these, that's for that size of flower, and then we've got, so that paper means you can so simply create some cards. So I will do a quick bit of die cutting on that, and then you have that striped paper with some cactus on the back, smaller versions so they wouldn't die cut, and then you've got these kind of purple flowers, Highland Heather, cacti on the back. There's another version of that cactus with that. So you've got some beautiful double-sided papers in the kit. So for someone who does have a die cutting machine, it's absolutely fantastic because the coordination level is just brilliant. So you get your twine, and then you also get these little felt pieces, which I thought I would see. Oh no, I was thinking they could be. Oh look, all the little elements pop out. They're little pop out elements. I thought for a minute it was a solid piece that you could die cut, but no, we've got lots of little elements. Oh, much fun to be had. So yeah, so you've got sheets of little elements, little flowers, and oh, brilliant. Now, because that's stitched, that's just got a bit of loose stitching, so that just needs cutting off, but that's fine. So I am going to very quickly cut some of these shapes. So bear with me a second. Can't quite get my Stampin' Emboss machine across to my work area, but hopefully I don't lose you while I am cutting these pieces. I think it's a fantastically inspirational kit. So I'm just going to run those through, and it's, oh, I will run that through. So the key thing you have to remember is to layer everything up correctly, and I forgot my thin die adapter layer. As I say, this kit you do need to have a die cutting machine, otherwise it just means you wouldn't be able to use the dies, and that would just be in essence a waste. You could fussy cut all the bits obviously, but dies are there to save us. Oh, I've typically, there we go, managed to retrieve that one. Just going to cut a few more of these and then very quickly see what we can get creative with. Definitely going to do something around Highland Heather, I think, because that's rather a nice colour. We've got the elements in Highland Heather and Calypso Coral. And then once you've used all the elements up, if you want to, you can just buy the refill kit where you're not needing to buy the stamps and the die cuts. And of course there is always the option that you could just buy the refill kit if you were going to fussy cut all the parts. So I'm going to just cut a couple more bits out and then I will be back with you. I'm going to pick up that Calypso Coral one and some of the flowers. Go, let's just pick up the elements that I want. tidy that up later. So I've just kept them all together. So you can see how it kind of cuts out all the finer details. I'm going to do one focused around the Highland Heather. Just do one. Add all the, I'm going to put a bit of Calypso Coral, some Highland Heather. Where's all my little flowers? Create two little piles of bits, and then we'll get creating some cards. But you can see from that paper how easy it is to use the die cuts. Going to move some of these bits out of the way. Let's see, should we do, let's see what size that is from the point of view of making a card base. What might be rather nice is to do something with a couple of the papers. Decisions. You see, this is the worst thing that they do to you, is give you many choices. Quite like that one for the Calypso Coral one. I think it might be quite nice to do something with a couple of... Right, okay, let's get going with... I need a full piece of Highland Heather. So I think the weather's been better today, hasn't it? It certainly has been where I am. We had a bit of rain this morning, but it definitely improved this afternoon. So hopefully that was the same for everybody else. As well. I'm not happy with that. Card base right. So what I'm thinking is we could pop that layer and then that layer, then a white layer with all those little bits on and a sentiment. To add, so that is 8.5, so let's do it by 13.9. We can decide on our sentiment, but sticking with two colours. Don't put that over there, put it over there. So we'll have that layer, then we'll take a full it matters which way up this is. Just had a bit of a brain meltdown then as to how I was cutting that. Flowers are multi-directional, so it doesn't particularly matter which way around they are. I'm thinking that, oh, let's make that a little bit smaller because I want to see those flowers. So it's just basically creating all your layers so that you're happy with however you want to create a card. And that's the joy of creating, is it really is entirely up to you. And then in essence, I'm thinking these could sit lower down and we could have a sentiment at the top there. So let's have a look what we have. Life can get kind of prickly. Happy looks good on you. You are a rare find, my dear friend. I'm always here for you. I might do life can kind of get prickly. And the other thing that we could do, let's do a little bit, right, should we clear the desk a little bit? It might help us. Is anybody else like me, just creating complete and utter chaos? I think it's a fairly common thing, isn't it? So I'm going to have a sentiment at the top there. Then what I'm going to do is where I'm going to put the... I'm going to have a slight shadow of a cactus in that shape and in the bubbly shape. And I'm going to do that in mint macaron, I think. Where's my mint macaron gone? There it is. Sort of had everything at hand, but was slightly disorganised. So I'm going to do it slightly higher than I want the final one to go. And what we must never forget as well is what Stampin' Up do in the catalogues is they give you loads of inspiration. So if you're absolutely stuck and all your creativity leaves your head, is we have, without popping that in, you can see how they've created some designs in the catalogue so that you can use that as an inspiration. So never forget that that's a fantastic benefit to having a catalogue as well. So I'm going to do my sentiment in Highland Heather. I tend to prefer a sentiment in the same colour as the card base that I am using. So pop that there. I was just looking to see if we've got any sort of little splodges or anything. We've got the sets of flowers and all sorts, but it's just a really nice simple way of creating a card. And then when I pop that on, you see I've got that slight shadowing is the intention. Looks like it's actually worked as well. Oh look, I've liked the same paper. So again, taking your preferred type of glue. So to say, this is more of a established crafter kit, as you do need to have the some sort of die cutting machine when you buy the whole kit, but remember you could just buy the refill pack and just cut all the parts out if you didn't want the stamp set. But it gives you both options. So quite a simple card. I'm going to pop it slightly further down the card to show off some more of that paper at the top, and then I'm going to stick my little cactuses down, and they're going to go slightly off the card, so it's going to be sitting by the, kind of sit at the bottom, but it's going off on the edges. That's rather nice. I mean, it, you know, if you had dimensionals, you could use dimensionals to really give it a bit of pop. So I've just got a little bit of that showing there, and then I'm going to go with, where did I put all those bits that I, so you can add some little cactus flowers. Oh, and you get so many of these. You get 4 sheets of each colour, so there's certainly plenty of scope for doing a bit of creativity, that's for sure. Sure, I'll put the other. Shan't I? Decisions. I've lost my. There it is. Thought I might be just. Oh, it's alive. Pop that down the bottom. There, just reflects the paper behind. And then I am going to use a glue dot, I think, to pop these down. I think that would probably... But wet glue, if you have wet glue, would be absolutely fine. Just a little dot of it. So again, I'm going to pop that slightly off the card. Just going to pick that glue dot up. Go. So that little flower will just sit there. Just kind of real simple card there. So there we go, one focusing on Highland Heather and Mint Macaron from the kit, and then the other one will focus on the Calypso Coral. Again, we've got all these fabulous little bits to use. Where if you've got any of the sewn strings dangling, just cut them off. Not a problem. Nope. And if creativity does leave you completely, we always have Pinterest as well. So if you want to get lost for hours and hours, have a little look on Pinterest and see what you can find. If you put, for example, flowering cactus, you'll get pages and pages of inspiration that will, if you're anything like me with Pinterest anyway, I go on for one thing and then the next thing I'm right down a rabbit hole and off I've gone. I've got that paper. Or we could have that one. Pick up the Calypso Coral Flowers. Oh, that's quite nice with the stripe. That's got the mint macaron and, oh, actually that ties in quite nicely. That, see, too many decisions. So that's the hardest decision you have to make, is what sort of card you are going to create. So I think I quite like this paper. I'm going to have that paper, I'll do the card that way round. See, that was a thought, that's my thought process in action. Oh, don't know if there was much action in that one, but you know, the joy of just sitting at whatever crafting space you have and just seeing what comes over you in creativity. See, what I'm thinking is, in the stamp set there is a little stamp that reflects that, and we've got the, oh hello, we've got the little flowers as well. So I'm thinking Calypso Coral, and probably go a bit more Old Olive actually. See, we knew we couldn't run through a week with Marie's complete organisation on a live, could we? What did I say? Calypso Coral and a bit of Old Olive. Oh, Pear Pizzazz. I mean Pear Pizzazz. Sorry, it's disorganised day today. We couldn't possibly stay organised, so going to cut a bit of Pear Pizzazz to there's some interesting what I'm wondering. Oh, hi Jenny. Oh wait, yes. YouTube's no different, Jeanette, honestly. I'm learning to crochet via YouTube at the moment. So of course then what it does is it shows me all sorts of things that I can do on crochet, but I've kind of got to get to the point where I actually can stitch something in a straight row and not drop stitches, which is currently what's happening, but I'm on my crochet journey. Sorry, the tape got stuck on the back of that, but I think we could, might be a bit boring for you watching actually, but see, I reckon that is going to imprint that cactusy sort of pattern. I'll show you that afterwards. I'll do this one plain and simple, but I rather like the idea of that one because I think that might be a little bit much for today. So what we also need is a bit of white, which I've completely forgotten what size I did that. 12 by 9, so let's do 10 by 7. I'm just working on proportions so that you've got an equal sort of barrier around. I need to change my blade. So if your blade starts needing changing but you're part way through something, just take your nail file, smooth the edge off. So I'm going to stamp. So what I'm thinking is going to happen aha, I have some ground as well. Pop a few of those. I might have one dingly dangling off that edge and one dingly dangling off that edge. Then there is so fantastic little kit, but all sorts of different things. But look, we get a little bit of ground as well, so we can, our cactuses are coming out of ground, not thin air. Makes it a little bit more sensible, doesn't it? And then what I'm thinking, oh, I thought they might match. Oh, I reckon that's gonna die cut. Oh, Jenny, I was trying to make sense of your comment there, and I've just realised you're talking about my blade. So if I clean the track before I change my blade, we might find I don't need a new blade. So I'm stamping these flowers on, but oh yes, look, we have a die that cuts both the flowers as well, so you could do those as a die cut. Now what I want to do is only ink up one of the flowers. So Jenny, you're going live on YouTube. I've kind of got things organised for that, but yeah, I probably a bit like Jeanette in the fact that I'm a little very flowery cacti. Is cacti the plural of cactus? I need a sentiment as well, don't I? Then I pop everything down this corner, and then I'm thinking actually I might have one of those just there's too many things to use in this kit. much fun to be had. I feel like that could head off there somewhere. Sentiment is what I need. So, I'm always here for you, you're a rare find, my dear friend. Happy looks good on you. I love how our friendship has grown. Hope your birthday's filled with beautiful things. Or I rather like the one that I did earlier. I might stick with that one. Because does life feel a bit prickly at the moment? I think it does for me. I'm going to put it closer there. Yes, I think you're right, Jenny. It kind of does attract different audiences. Oh, because not everybody is going to be everywhere at the same time. So many places to be on social media these days. Oh, now I'm getting it right. Bluey pickle. Just a bit of glue on the front there. So I'm going to kind of go, you know, because nothing says everything has to be lined up centrally. I've got a little bit of, well, I've got a little bit of something, so do you know what's going to happen? That flower's going right there. So never panic if you get a little splodge of something. It's not a splodge of something, it's an excuse for an embellishment. So I'm going to pop a little flower there. What splodge? Yeah, I think I might do that. Middle and middle. So yeah, it's a fabulous little kit with papers, and I think this might stay on my desk for a bit, so you might be seeing a few more of samples from this, because I want to throw everything at it, but I just like that little squidgy one. But as we had that, popped a little embellishment there, we'll just pop this on this side. So hopefully it's given you some inspiration as to the kit contents and what might be possible. Use that ground and just put that slightly higher. There we go. So there you go. Quick few, but we are definitely going to be playing with this because there are so many elements. These little felt elements are brilliant, and the papers are fantastic. As I say, die cuts cut out all the pieces from these bits of paper as well, so your possibilities are endless. So it's just get a kit and play and be happy. So hopefully that's given you a little bit of inspiration on using that, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. So thank you very much for joining me. Take care. Bye bye.